Hello everybody, good evening and welcome to That's Football. I'm Mark Goldbridge and we're live for PSG against Man City, but also Arsenal against Zagreb. Lots to get involved in tonight, lots of ramifications, is that the word? Yes, certainly. But also lots of fun to be had. Remember we were mentioning Sleeper last night. You can get playing on the Sleeper app for free and win big prizes, but you've got to get on it now. If you've already downloaded it and played it, get on it now. Predict the games tonight. Win big prizes. It's free to play, and but it's all before kickoff. So get involved in it. Prizes, real prizes, free to play. Link in the description or scan the QR code with Sleeper. You've got 5 minutes to get involved in that. So we will be covering Arsenal against Zagreb tonight as well. But really, it's the Champions League table that really takes precedent tonight. Massive interest in it, of course. And Manchester City, that's not the table I want. That's not the table I want. Why has it done that? I want the Champions League. Here we go. Champions League table. We've got Arsenal are currently in 5th place with 13 points. But so Brest have 13 points as well. And they're in 11th place. If Arsenal were to lose to Zagreb and Girona, they would probably find themselves in the qualification playoff. So big game for Arsenal. One win will get them into the top 8. Can they get that done tonight? Then you've got Man City, who are currently 24th on 8 points, playing PSG, who are 26th on 7 points. There is real jeopardy here because if Man City were to beat PSG, the chances of PSG making it through to even the qualifiers are slim. Very, very slim indeed, because they go to Stuttgart away next week. Manchester City have a better chance, but if they were to lose today, they'd probably be outside the top 24, meaning that even if they were to win next week against, who are they playing at home, Club Bruges, which you'd expect, that it's still touch and go. So this is a massive game tonight with regards to qualification. How have PSG and Man City ended up putting themselves in this situation is the question, I suppose, but they have. That's the reality of the situation. They've put themselves in a precarious one. Both going very, very strong, yes. Let me get the lineups for you now. I mean, PSG aren't the team they used to be, but still some players in there that you'd recognise, but they're not the team they used to be, PSG. I mean, they certainly haven't got the Neymars and the Mbappes anymore, that's for sure. And I think that... where's that gone? Here we go. Sorry. Getting a little bit pissed off with this. Not working. Okay, while I'm trying to get this working, I will talk to you about Sleeper. So Sleeper was the top downloaded sports app in the US for the NFL season launch, surpassing ESPN and Yahoo. Millions use it every day for their sports fix. It's a fantasy experience and it's renowned for offering the best fantasy experience with unmatched depth and customization. Entry closes at kickoff, so you better get moving fast. But tonight, test your football knowledge with Sleeper's Champions League prediction mode for free and compete for amazing prices. We've had numerous winners exclusively winning prizes through That's Football, so stay tuned as we dive deeper into Sleeper throughout the season. But check it out, it's on mobile, it's also on desktop. You can scan the QR code or you can go through the link in the description. Check it out and make your match days more exciting with Sleeper. Right, now that I've done that, big shout out to them, of course, get playing. But now I've done that, this should be working. Can we get those teams up on the screen? Yes, we can. It's working now. Thanks for that. PSG's lineup is Donnarumma, Hakimi, Marquinhos, Pacho, Mendes, Neves, Vitinha, Ruiz, Barcola, Lee Kang-in, and Dowie. And then Man City is Ederson, Nunez, Akanji, Diaz, Vardiel, Kovacic, Silva, De Bruyne, Foden, Savio, and Haaland. I mean, Man City still, for me, massively miss your man, Rodri, of course. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I don't know what I'm going to do here because I had... Oh, I can't speak. Where's it gone? Oh, mate, I'm getting really annoyed with this. Oh, I don't know what's going on. Maybe this is it. Yeah, I found it now. Yeah, just getting the Arsenal game up on screen as well. Lovely. Okay, they're about to kick off, actually, the Arsenal game. So we're not going to go with their timer, though. We're going to go with Man City and got Arsenal on this screen. Got Man City on that screen. Arsenal have kicked off against Zagreb. We still haven't kicked off in Paris. Kang In Lee is world class. United should sign him, says Zuta. That kit for Man City is horrible, by the way. You know what it reminds me of? I don't know why. You know that refresher bar? You know the yellow refresher bar? It reminds me of that. I know why, because it's the wrapper, isn't it? You know, if you know, you know. You know that refresher bar? It's like a chewy, sweet thing. Yeah. Yeah. Or like Greg Donald says, it looks shit. I'm going to stand up in a minute. Sooner. They've been playing for a minute. I didn't realise Arsenal were at home. For some reason, I thought Arsenal were away. We've got Zagreb versus Arsenal, and we're up and running here anyway. We've got Zagreb versus Arsenal. It's completely wrong, that. Arsenal definitely at home, so I'd expect them to win. It might be quite boring. Leipzig actually won their first game, beating Sporting, and Shakhtar beat Brest. So a couple of big results there. But yeah, you'd expect Arsenal to win this one quite comfortably, to be honest with you, against Zagreb. Okay. Kvaratskhelia in the crowd. There we go. Eyes on Mendes tonight, United fans, says Arda. He ain't coming to Man United, mate. Either or, wear City kit or step on Lego, says Sam. 1-0 to Arsenal already. Declan Rice has just scored. Feels like it's been a long time since we've seen Arsenal celebrating and happy. Although they did win the NLD last week, didn't they, to be fair? So it's not all bad. But Declan Rice has just made it 1-0. Is that Cannavaro as their manager? Or are my eyes deceiving me? I'm going to look at this. Martinelli down the left. Cuts it back. Lays it off by Havertz. A good goal. Good goal by Arsenal, actually. Laid it off and Declan Rice whacks it in. It is Fabio Cannavaro who is the manager. Watch Madrid, bro. What? Watch Madrid play Salzburg? You having a bloody laugh? If they're playing someone good, I'd watch it. Right, I'm standing up anyway. Definitely doing that. Oh. I had a funny day today, actually. Really funny day today. Practice what you preach. I had a day that was sort of, you know, okay. Then it ended up pissing me off. And then at the end, something good happened. Just shows you can rescue a day. Yeah, Arsenal 1-0 up. That's game over there, really, to be honest with you. Either or. Where's it? I've done that one. Eyes on Mendes. PSG attack looks like awful sandpaper. Awful paper, says Petco. Yeah. I don't know what's happened to my PSG Man City game here, but you can't currently watch as there's an issue with your connection. What? Surely that's because I've just done something there. You can't watch because there's a connection problem. Oh, that's never happened before on a live stream. That's a joke. You're having a laugh. Turn it on and off. Try that. I can still watch the Arsenal game, but I want to watch Man City. Oh, it's connecting to my Skybox now. Here we go. It'll be fine. Don't worry, I trust it. I still can't believe how crazy a game Barcelona against Benfica was last night. Other than the 99 final, what's the craziest game you've watched, says Ross McRae Magician. I'm not very good on them sort of questions, Ross, to be honest. It's not how my brain works. I've got really bad recall. So I thought Brazil beating Germany was pretty incredible. I'm convinced I've done something here. I can't think what I've done. There. That goes up there, into there. It's really weird. I don't want to play. It's just because the orange lights come on. It's so unprofessional, Bowser. I know. I don't have a producer that can help me out. That is really weird. Like my Skybox has just gone off and gone to an orange light, and I'm pressing all sorts of buttons and it just won't respond. Really weird. Awful news. I've got to go back to Belfast. I can't speak. Any advice, Mark? Says Goldio. Yeah, I've got problems of my own here, mate. Massively confused. It's on a red button now. Okay, that's going to do that. Right, what I'm going to do in the meantime is I'm going to go off Arsenal. I'm going to put Man City on. There we go. On here. Because I've got it on Discovery. Okay. See what this happens. Can see. Okay, I've got the Man City game back now. Thank God for that. See if we can get it back on the big screen. Most surprising, United versus Liverpool 2023 at Anfield, says Zuta. Yeah, I mean, look, honestly, that Barcelona game last night definitely wasn't a penalty on Yamal, and can't for the life of me understand how it wasn't a penalty for Benfica before Barcelona won the winner, scored the winner. So, yeah, I don't know. But look, it's not the first time these decisions have happened in big games, and there won't be any recourse from it, will there? Because ultimately, football is littered with injustice that never gets solved. I mean, look at England in '86 and Maradona. How does a team go on to win the World Cup that cheated its way there with a handball? So, you know, we can't. There's nothing new about football being like that. Did you see what's going on in the Bayern game, says Sean? No. But it wasn't good, to be honest. I'm really confused with what's happened with my Skybox. I really am. But I've got Man City on here anyway. Pep Talk says it. That's rich coming from an English person. You cheated in '66, mate. Wasn't born. Don't give a shit. And what are you talking about? We're talking about injustices in football. I never mentioned England. I never mentioned it was an English thing. What I'm saying is that Maradona handballed against England in '86. Look at Chelsea against Barcelona in 2010, was it, at the Stamford Bridge? You know, that was ridiculous as well. This ain't work. Oh, here we go. It's gone green now. You never know. Might have it working. It's connecting. Lampard's England goal. Don't do any more England stuff, Daniel. It's all about England then. Saying we cheated in 66. Well, the ball was over the line, wasn't it? Henry's handball against Ireland as well. Yeah, good one from Robert. Apparently, Howard Webb is tapping up the Barca Benfica ref to come to the Prem. Do you think he'll fit in? This is Goldio. Yeah, probably do quite well actually, wouldn't he? I don't know what's going on in the buying game, by the way. Got no idea what's happening there. Transponder on your satellite dish could be loose, Mark. Okay, now it's saying go to your settings. Connection to Skybox. Network connection fine. Your Sky Q box is currently not connected to your Sky Q box. Weird. The thing is, it was working about 20 minutes ago because I was watching Rick Stein. Will Binder play against Rangers, says Cunny. Yes. What happened today, Mark, says Jared. You've asked this about 4 times. I can't answer questions that I don't have any idea what they mean. You know, YouTube doesn't limit you to 1 fucking sentence. Write 4. I am watching PSG Man City. I'm just watching it on TNT Discovery online, so I'm a little bit behind. Cross just came into the back post there for PSG, and it's João Neves who heads it over. I feel awful for your manager. The presser today was an interrogation. Only 1 question about the game. It's awful. He's already got enough to deal with. This is Matthew. Yeah, welcome to the press at in England. You will be ready to go in a couple of minutes. Your screen will shortly go blank. Please do not switch off. It's done this before. Oh, here we go. When the screen goes blank, press the home button. I don't think this is going to work. It's never happened to me before. Right, it's gone blank now. Press the button. I'm pressing the home button. This is riveting. England were embarrassing in Europe last season. Usually like to see English teams do well apart from Arsenal, says the Spurs way. Do you miss when football wasn't about money, says Dead Zone. I mean, football's been about money forever, really, hasn't it? You know? I think, read the video I did on the channel today. It's very frustrating how, you know, manipulated we are now. It's not about integrity of sport. It's about how many games we can play. Thoughts on Bevo now doing porn? Insane he went from choking on roast potatoes to that. Oh, Robster, don't tell me that. I mean, I'm not up to date with the world, but you're having a laugh. Do you ever have a bet on games, Mark, says Dan? I haven't done for a long time. I'm not opposed to it. I think accumulators are, you know, a bit of a laugh. Keeps it interesting. But I haven't done it for ages. Do you think the European teams have trouble with the intensity with which England teams play at? As in how teams press and more without the ball, says Sully. I think the Premier League's a lot quicker than a lot of European leagues, definitely. There's a problem joining your network. In order, we'll need you to answer questions. Is this the first time setting up the box? No. Have you recently changed your broadband router? No. Have you moved the box to another location? Here we go. Shouldn't have to be doing this live. That's connected, that's connected. Please reboot your broadband router, then check all your Sky products are not powered off. Oh, that might be something to do with it. 1 minute. Don't you dare, Robert. Don't you fucking dare. It's working in the next room. It's mad. It's absolutely mad. I don't really get it. The main box is working. They've got the match on. I could literally just HDMI in it. Anyway, still 0-0 with PSG and Man City. Mark, do you think the European teams have done that one? Thank you very much. Okay. No, now I've lost my bloody chat. Yeah, I'm not rebooting my router, so piss off. Not doing that. Having a laugh. Oh God, how much stuff have I got open here? These things are sent to testers, but thank God I actually do have the ability to still watch it as Haaland gets in here. Crap start by Man City, but we're pretty much used to that. Here's De Bruyne. It's not even connected to the network now. What do you mean you're not connected to the network? You're right bloody next to it. Very, very weird. Very weird. Sod it. I'm just going to watch it off this. It's boring me now. Who do you want to see win the Champions League, says Dan Barles. Good question. I mean, honestly, I'd like to see a Benfica win it. or a Dortmund win it. But the reality is, I think we all know that the winner is going to be a Real Madrid or a Man City or a Liverpool, yeah. Christian, again, a lot of good advice in the chat. Unplug it and plug it back in. It's telling me now I need a Sky Cube booster. They're literally in bed together. My Wi-Fi is there and that's there. I tell you what you can do. You can go off and on. Piece of shit. You know what? I find it odd that it actually started doing it when I used my higher desk. Something happened, I think, with that, and I can't really think what it would be because there's nothing around here that's got anything to do with that. Make any sense? I don't know. Anyway, get your questions coming in. Oh, God, I've got a right spot on the back of my neck there. It's not even on my neck. It's at the top of my back. You shouldn't be getting spots in your 40s. Shout out to anyone who does. Young at heart. Do you ever watch cricket? If yes, who's your favourite player, says Sparsh? I don't watch cricket anymore. Hi Mark, been a while, hope all is well. Random question, did you manage to fix those roof leaks eventually? Says, I did. I went up on the roof and fixed it, Dean, yes. Mark Skybot, just like United players, disconnected. And has the new format grown on you, says Jack? No, did a video on it today. What was for tea? Mate, I had a goal. No, headed straight at the keeper by Haaland. Cross came in from Foden. And Haaland with a free header straight at the goalkeeper because he's washed. Man City fans get used to that. 9.5 years of the Norwegian Emil Heskey. Hi Mark, thank you very much for that. Yeah, I made a lovely lasagna tonight, but guess what? There was a twist. It wasn't beef mince, it was turkey mince. What do you think about those apples, eh? I know you won't be happy about it, but turkey actually is healthier for you than it's a healthier meat than red meat. It was very nice. I make a banging lasagna because it's my favourite dish. Feyenoord are beating Bayern Munich 1-0, by the way. Jimenez with the goal there. That's the one that everyone's meant to be signing, but nobody signs, isn't he? He's becoming the next Jonathan David. And Inter are beating Sparta Prague, goal scorer there, Lautaro Martinez. They're the only 2 goals apart from Arsenal's Declan Rice, who are leading 1-0 against Zagreb. It's all Man City at the moment, though, but PSG... I mean, what happened to PSG? Turkey mince is nice. I like it. You know, cut down on a bit of red meat. Great thing about a lasagna is you don't miss the beef mince because in my lasagna I put carrots, peppers, onions, mushrooms, garlic, basil, oregano, Worcestershire sauce, 2 different types of cheese on the top, a brilliant white sauce. It's my lasagna's great. And it's so good that when you've cooked it, I can literally cut squares, scoop it out, and it will look great on your plate. It's not sloppy. Absolutely lovely. Who's your favourite monarch, Mark? Past or present, says Nath. Good question. Probably Elizabeth, the one, or Victoria. I think that was a good time. Is that a family Italian recipe, says Aidan? God, no. They'd go mad for putting turkey in it, definitely. Not impressed by City and their 3-115 formation, says Petco. Would you rather wrestle a wrestler or fight Keane? I tell you what, I've turned it off and on again. It's done the bloody same thing again. I've got no idea what's going on here. The main box is working 10 meters away. The router is 5 meters away. And it's suddenly just decided to give up the ghost. I'm still watching the game. I've got it on here. But it's weird. No network connection. Network setup. Advanced settings. Oh God, what's this? Oh, it's a mess. It's an absolute wet. It's so annoying. I hate technical problems at the best of time, but I don't like them when I'm live. Jim, the Weasel, found your IP address, says Parker. Worst Weatherspoons you've been to, Mark, says Luke. Figure of 8 on Broad Street in Birmingham's not the best. Sorry if you're a local. Worst Weatherspoons, that was that from Luke. Can you come and manage Argyle, please, Mark? It's painful, says Daniel Sturtridge. And what's your favourite dessert, says Vicky? That's a good question, you know. I have got quite a sweet tooth. I like a sticky toffee pudding. I like an Eton mess. And, I like a lot of puddings with custard as well. Madrid have scored. It's 1-0 to Madrid. No surprises there. They are playing Salzburg, who are ridiculously going to be in the Club World Cup as well. It's Rodrigo with the goal, and it's an assist by Jude Bellingham. Have you seen Robbie Williams' new movie, says Raptors? No, and not a lot of other people have as well. No, I haven't seen it, and I've got to be honest, I don't think it's something that's really going to rock my boat, if I'm being honest. I'm straight, but you're hot, says Zuta. I think you need to get your eyes tested. Mark, have you ever thought about visiting South Africa for a holiday? God, just shot wide there, PSG. Also, what's your favourite beer or cider? I'm not snobby about my drinks, mate. I know a lot of people are, but I really don't care. If I'm in a pub and it hasn't got a lager I like, I'll pick another lager. I'm a Sky engineer. Go where I'm a Sky engineer, not a Sky ninja, says Dazza. Go where the main box is and look on the menu and see if it can find your mini box, says Dazza. Yeah, I don't think I've got time to do that, Dazza. Off the line! Oh, how have PSG not scored there? Man City clear it off the line. But it's all the way back with Donnarumma now. Are you going to watch the Six Nations? Starts in 2 weeks, says Joe. I tell you what I'm going to watch. The bloody Royal Rumble. It was Vardial who cleared it off the line, by the way. Big chance for PSG there. Go Virgin Broadband. Nah, Virgin. They're fucking rubbish, mate. They're so bad. Oh, here we go. It's doing something now. To get started, press on your remote control. Okay. Step 1 of 4. Imagine if this works. Now go to your nearest connected Sky product and press hold until it flashes. Okay. It's flashing. It's flashing. Okay. Okay, it's flashing. Now what? Oh. Wants me to flash. I think it wants me to do the other one. time. You always have to make it about you. Didn't even touch you. You know what? You should play for Barcelona. Didn't even bloody touch you and you dive. Every time I walk past you. Yeah, all right, I've done that. Oh, hey, something might be happening here. Do you think Neves would be good in Amrim's system? What, João Neves, United, yes. Favourite all-time WWE wrestler? Either Bret the Hitman Hart or Shawn Michaels. Here's Haaland. Oh, look at that. Tackled him easy. I wouldn't say after 28 minutes that Haaland is washed, but he is looking shit tonight. Move the plan. No, it looks quite good. Well, it did used to look quite good. It's looking a bit rubbish at the moment. I'll tell you what a foul is. Bloody idiot. Mark, turn it off at the wall for 10 to 20 minutes. It needs replacing, says David. I think this is going to work. I've just got a feeling. I don't think it's going to work at all. Can you play air guitar with the light or plant, says Zuta. Come on, let's not get silly. Celtic are winning 1-0 against Young Boys. And it's Furuhashi. Good pronunciation by me. Still 1-0 to Arsenal. No IP address obtained. Has there been any advanced user setting changed on your router? Oh no, it's doing something else now. It's just gone to step 4. I don't think it's going to work. United tomorrow, yeah. Kvaratskhelia is in the crowd. I don't think he can play, can he? Ardo says Mark Zuckerberg, technology genius. Mark, you always kill me doing Sir Jim impressions, says Jesse. Well, at the end of the day, Sir Jim Radcliffe is just a posh Sean Dyche. At the end of the day, I basically screwed Manchester United over by pretending to be a lifelong fan. I literally tried to buy Chelsea a couple of years ago and said the same thing. And then Barcelona. But at the end of the day, I'm a businessman and the Glazers have made a lot of money. And I thought, I'll have a bit of that. It's done it again. Problem finding your Sky... Oh, this is weird. It's so weird. There's been a problem finding your Sky Q box on the network. Go to your Sky Q box and select settings. No, this ain't working. Oh, goal for Man City. Phil Foden. Oh no, he's just running to take a corner. I've just scammed a load of Man City fans there. I thought Phil Foden was running to the corner doing his like arrogant, I'm not that bothered thing, but actually he was just not that bothered. It was a corner. Either or Troy Deeney or Victor Moses, says Alex G. I mean, that is a good one. I'm gonna put that up as a poll. When I say I put Deeney or Moses, I'm talking about footballers. I'm not talking about the one from the Bible. Because to be honest, he did a lot better work than Deeney. Hello from California, says Sophia. Have you tried toast in your soup instead of bread? It's better, says Jason. Sounds good. Genuinely did think Phil Foden was walking towards the corner going... But he was walking towards a corner. Celtic goal's been ruled out. I think City will win this game, by the way. Yeah. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, by the way. Absolute huge growth on this channel at the moment. Everybody is welcome. That is why. We're moving towards 294,000 on the road to 1.3 million. So get involved. Doesn't matter who you support. Get involved. You're very welcome. I'd fix this in 2 minutes, but because I'm live streaming, it makes it very difficult. So I'll... Oh, don't ask me what I had for dinner, Ahmad. You'll get people upset. Turkey lasagna. Yeah, Man United against Rangers tomorrow. Looking forward to it. Where on this table do you think Man United would be? You know the bottom of the table? I think that's where we would be. Lower your desk down to see if the skybox works, says Liking Trash. It won't be because of that. I mean, you have just got me thinking, could it be because of that? But I don't think it will be because of that. Thanks though, Liking Trash. Oh, network connection's back now. I've got a ticking network connection, but no ticking connection to Skybox. Oh, it's all going on here. This is more interesting than PSG Man City, you know? It's like scoring a goal. We've got connection back, but we've got no connection to the box. Some people are like, what is he talking about? I will get it fixed for the United game. Defo. Had a lot of good feedback about the situation. Yeah, I tell you what, I did have some feedback yesterday. You know, I told you about the weekend. I'd been looking forward to going round to my mate's house for weeks. We arranged it at Christmas. And when I got round there, he announces that him and his missus are doing dry January. And I was fuming. I was like, why didn't you tell me before I got here? Because I wouldn't have come. You selfish arseholes. Anyway, had a lot of people messaging me about this, including him. He said, I don't appreciate you mentioning it on a live stream in front of thousands of people. I said, Steve, I didn't mention your name. I didn't say, oh, it's Steve and Kathy from Hampton and Arden, did I? Well, I didn't yesterday. That's the point. That's the real quiz. And even if I did mention that, some people stuck up for you, Steve. Some people said it was quite rude of you to go and drink when they're doing dry January. I don't know what you think about that. So some people actually messaged me saying, I think you're really rude going around somebody's house when they're committed to dry January and having a load to drink. And I said, you're wrong. I can see what you're talking about, but I think it's rude to invite people round on the pretense that you will be having a drink and then telling them you're on dry January. Who's lost out? It's his house. You know, I can just leave and he can carry on drinking water. I've got to get back in my car and waste my petrol. I didn't get a car, got an Uber, but, you know, waste money on that. Luna says, your mate seems an absolute spanner, Mark. And did you hear about the new Viagra drug that recently came out? It's called My Cocks Are Flopping. Matthew, brilliant. That's the sort of stuff I live off. Shameless self-promotion, save it for the Glazers, Mark, says Lemsip. And, yeah, I've done that one as well. PSG. I'd love PSG to score. Come on, score a goal, PSG. Nice switch of the play. You know, I genuinely, I'm going to say this, and I'll ask the question. Why do you think Man City are so shit? From being, you know, one of the best teams in the world for 4 years, why are they suddenly very, very average? I really do think it's because of Rodri. I really do. I can't think of anything else. Sounds like you're not really mates with him if you can only be around him while drunk, says Charlie Val. Oh, here we go. Here we go. The boring police has got involved. The person who takes everything seriously. Welcome, Charlie Ball. When did I say I have to have a drink with him for it to be a good time? I didn't. I said we'd been arranged to go around his house for ages and I thought we were going to have a night, a good laugh on the drink, and we didn't. I'm allowed to be disappointed, mate. Dad, if it's not working, get the heck out of there so I can play PS5. Go read a book or something, says Seb Goldbridge. Pep isn't all that, says Max. That's Steve's second account, says Morn. Edison punches away the corner. FPL Fozzie says, what's Kathy's stance on dry January? Well, being married to him, I think it's dry February, March, April, May. And I'm not talking about drinking, if you know what I mean. Just think Manscaped. Van Dijk or Rudiger? Van Dijk or Rudiger? Victor Moses has beaten Troy Deeney. Van Dijk or Rudiger? I mean, look, that should be an interesting either or. But I'm telling you now, it won't be. Man City with a chance. Saved by the keeper. It was Savio. Hope is all we have, says the PSG fans have just been chanting. There's only one. Mark Door, the 12 City fans in the stadium are not impressed. Keep the faith. I don't know what that means, mate. Rodri or maybe Guardiola's divorce, says Yusuf. What is it about when people do dry January, they suddenly get on their high horse? The whole concept is idiotic, says Johnny. As I've said before, it's not like I haven't spoken about dry January before. I just think dry January should be kept to yourself because basically you're just not having a drink for a month. You know, you're not quitting altogether. It's done it again. There's been a problem finding your box. Fucking knobheads. Go back down to settings. Still got a network connection, but not connection to the Skybox. Celtic Rangers or Cardiff Swansea? Celtic Rangers jams. Cross comes in, cleared away by PSG. And the network connection's gone now. It says no network connection. That's gone. So weird. I hate technology when it goes wrong. I am watching Man City PSG, but I'm just like... I think at some point it would just come back. That's my thought. Just going to leave it. Sticky toffee pudding or fudge cake? Get off. I don't know what you're doing. I'm not interested. How many Januaries left? Who knows? Not doing a dry one, says the Elder Lord. Thank you, mate. Just around the grounds, Milano 1-0 up against Girona, and that's a goal for Rafael Leao. Arsenal still 1-0 up against Zagreb. Celtic 0-0. They had their goal disallowed. Feyenoord 1-0 up against Bayern. PSG is obviously 0-0 with Man City. Real Madrid are now 2-0 up against Salzburg. No surprises there. Rodrigo's got his second goal. And Inter still leading with a Lautaro Martinez goal away to Sparta Prague. What does that do for the group? Well, obviously we knew that Real Madrid were probably going to win their last two. They're up into 17th. I mean, technically they could get in the top 8, but they won't. They've got 12 points in 17th place. Arsenal are into 3rd behind Barcelona. Inter Milan are up to 4th. And Aston Villa dropped down to 9th. Big game against Celtic next week. Celtic could do with a win. They're in 22nd place. Man City and PSG are currently 24th and 25th. So they'd swap places if PSG were to win. Dead Zone says, do you read any good recommendations? Yes, I've got a great... if you're looking for a book to read, this beauty. Yeah, Football According to Mark Goldbridge, Get In, is available on Amazon and delivered worldwide. You can also get the audiobook. Fantastic read. Read it over Christmas for the 4th time. Just gets better every time you read it. And what I think is really good is if you read the book, you can then buy the audiobook, which makes it even better. Yeah, great book. Thanks for that, Dead Zone. At this point, Mark is talking more about dry January than Manchester United, says David. And Lemsip says, you are so hot. Ahmad or Matoma, says CF Cash. I like that because Van Dijk's beaten Rudiger. Really good either-ors coming in. Sticky toffee pudding or fudge cake? Sticky toffee pudding, Vicky Scott, please. Fudge cakes makes me think of something else, and I'm straight. Let me get this one in. Oh, see what I did there. Ahmad. Oh, here we go. Oh, why didn't you shoot? You're an absolute prat. But they score anyway. They score anyway. I thought they'd ruin their chances, but it's 1-0 to PSG. They took it really well in the end, but I think he could have. I think he could have gone himself. He sort of squared it. And Man City are in big trouble. They're out of the top 24 now. And they'll be panicking. They'll be panicking. Something must be in the water in Manchester. But, yeah, he gets played in. He's offside, surely. Oh, he's going to be offside. He's definitely offside. Oh, it's a shame. It's a shame. I never think about that sort of stuff. But he's definitely offside. The goal scorer is not offside, but the pass that gets played through is. It's Hakimi who scores the goal, and but no goal offside. Yeah. Yeah, I thought for a minute there, I thought they'd given it because they didn't change the score on the screen. But yeah, 100% offside in the build-up. Still 0-0. It's a shame that. Mark's got more Man City fans than Man City fans. I tell you what, it wasn't as far off. Oh, that's a joke. That offside is incredible. I mean, he's offside by a pube, at best. At best. Is that half time? Haaland or Mbappe? Ahmad has beaten Matoma by 67%. I don't know whether that's right, actually. I think there might be a little bit of red-tinted glasses going on there. But still 0-0 between PSG and Manchester City. Could have been, but wasn't. But it was literally like a kneecap offside, so... Yeah, interesting. Were PSG robbed, says Kenneth. Don't know about that. Roll-ups or proper cigarettes, boss, says Elliot. Hey, I'm not here to condone smoking, but if I did, hypothetically, I wouldn't be on roll-ups. Zaha to Charlotte FC in the MLS, my local team. Did you enjoy him at United? He wasn't great in Turkey, but excited for him at this level, says Justin. I saw an interesting discussion about Zaha from, I think Ben Foster was talking about it with somebody, saying that it was well known in the game that he had a bad reputation, and but I didn't know that, but I think as a player at Crystal Palace, he was at times unplayable, and I will always respect a player that can do that at a club like Crystal Palace. Like I used to massively respect Grealish, what he could do at Villa, because you're doing it at a team that's not a top 6 team where everybody knows you're the danger person and you still do it. But I think Zaha probably is one of those players, when you look at what he did at Palace, that for whatever reason didn't quite work out at Man United, etc., and didn't quite get that big move. I mean, there was talk of Arsenal, there was talk of Spurs, wasn't there? He definitely had the talent to do it, but for whatever reason, it didn't work out. A bit off topic, but do you think Jimenez would be a good pickup for Arsenal? He just scored a banger versus Bayern, says George. Yeah, Jimenez is the Feyenoord striker, who I said is starting to become a little bit like Jonathan David. Fantastic goal-scoring record at Feyenoord, much the same as Jonathan David at Lille. But for some reason, there just seems to be some hold-off from, you know, bigger leagues to take them, and I don't really understand why. But maybe that Zaha thing is part of the reason. We don't know. We don't know why it is. Some players just don't seem to get that move. There was another player that was like it that it never seemed to happen for. Portuguese player. Never seemed to get the move I thought he was going to get. Midfielder. What was his name? Always got picked for the Portuguese national team, but never really seemed to get a move. I can't remember what his bloody name was now. Not Andre Gomez. Not Neves. Not Renato Sanchez. Renato Sanchez had more moves than a bloody queen on a chessboard. Think PSG need a Rashford in their team. What do you think? That was actually a very good one from me, off the cuff. Not Quaresma. Midfielder. Carvalho. That's it. Yeah. Carvalho, Julian. I mean, where was he? Where did he end up going? I know he did move in the end, but I don't know whether it was him, actually. Are we thinking about the right person here? Midfielder. Holding midfielder. I've just Googled it and I can't see it. That's not who I'm talking about. How do you spell it? Carvalho Sporting. I'm sure he was at Sporting. Yeah, William Carvalho, that's it. Still only 32. Was at Sporting for 7 years. And then went to Betis. Yeah, that was a player I really thought was going to play at a higher level, considering he's had 80 caps for Portugal. 80 caps ain't no, you know, that's not nothing, is it? But I remember him being linked to United, Arsenal, Chelsea, when he was at Sporting, and ended up at I'm going to put this back down. You know what? If this skybox works, because I go down low, I'll laugh my head off. It won't. That won't be it. But he was close to West Ham too, says Tanishk. It's working. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. That would be incredible. It really would. That won't work. United should replace Rasmus with Fabio Silva, says Alex G. Have you come out the closet yet, says Caitlin. Really rubbish question, that. Should be reacting to Arsenal. Forget Dead City FC, says Ectata. No, this is the game of the day, artistic skills, because if PSG were able to beat Man City, they'd put them outside the top 24. But if it stays a draw, PSG are outside the top 24, and PSG next week have got to go to Stuttgart. So PSG could be heading out of the Champions League. There's no Europa League football. I've got a question for you. What happens to if PSG get through, can Kvaratskhelia play for PSG, having already played? Has he been in the Champions League? I don't think he is. No, Napoli aren't in the Champions League, are they? So he should be able to play for PSG in the knockout stage. I can't think of any reason why he wouldn't. Yeah. Ardor says, who did you predict to win this game? I went with City. Yeah, I went with City. I think they probably will win it, if we're all being honest. It's been a mad day. Please don't take my picture. Oh, God. That's really hurting. Feyenoord goal. How can it be? Because they're playing 11 minutes added time. It's a goal for Jimenez. It's a penalty. 45 plus 9. They're 2-0 up against Bayern. Bayern, by the way, are not in a good position. Bayern are 15th, so they'll be playing a qualifier as well. I'm a cynic, right? I genuinely think some of these teams aren't bothered about playing a playoff. But you could get a difficult game in the playoffs. Dortmund are in there, Bayern are in there, Juventus are in there, Villa are in there, Real Madrid are in there. So you might not get a straightforward game in the playoffs. Obviously, PSG could end up in there as well. Check the Argo score and send me some prayers, says Daniel Sturtridge. Oh, I forgot there was Champions League games. So, in the Championship, Plymouth are losing. Fucking hell. Daniel is flying tonight on a plane. I don't know where you're going, Daniel, but anywhere but Plymouth. It is Plymouth at home 0, Burnley 5, and it's half time. Who is ever 5-0 down at half time? Bloody hell. We can't blame Rooney for that. Sheffield Wednesday are 2-1 up against Bristol. Portsmouth are 3-1 up against Stoke, and Leeds 1-0 up against Norwich. But yeah, it is now half time between Feyenoord and Bayern, and Bayern Munich losing 2-0 here. And they did go strong, to be fair, Bayern. They haven't put a weak team out. Harry Kane, Musiala, Elise, Koeman, Goretzka, Kimmich, Upamecano, Kim Min-jae, Davies, Lema, Neuer. I mean, that's a bloody good... You know what? On paper, that's a fantastic side. Let me read that back for you, Simon. Neuer, Lema, Upamecano, Kim Min-jae, Alphonso Davies, Kimmich and Goretzka, Musiala, Elise, Koeman and Kane. That is a good side. 2-0 down at Feyenoord. What's going on? What's going on? And that Bayern Munich bench, by the way, Eric Dyer, Gnabry, Guerrero, Muller, Pavlovic, Sane, Tell. That's a pretty good Bayern team, isn't it? Who do you think is the Premier League's most boring side, says Rob, always United? Yeah, good question. I would say that Arsenal have become quite boring to watch. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Everton definitely take the biscuit. They take the hobnob. Definitely Everton. Oh my God, they are boring. Even when we beat them 3-0, I wanted them to do something. They are shit to watch. Really shit. I don't know what they're like under Moyes now, but bloody hell. Definitely the worst. Why are Arsenal boring? Look, I like Arteta. I like what Arsenal have done, but I do find them a little bit boring because they I think it's because they don't have a striker. They remind me a little bit of... I find Pep Guardiola's football boring. So... I think Arsenal with a striker would be a better team. How many games have you played, Goldbridge, Howder? Games of what? These results show how good Liverpool are, says Easy. And who do you think is the Prem's most boring side? That was a good question. Mata or Coutinho, says Spunky. I mean, that is a poll. Okay, let's go. Either or. Mata or Coutinho. I think Pep, artistic skill says, I think Pep's divorce affected City with 115 charges. Mark, if you're only able, this is where this is where these streams are good. If you're only able to eat or only able to drink, what would you do? I'd definitely choose drink over eating, because you know what? After eating, I always want a water or a cup of tea. For me, it's part of the eating process, is to have a lovely cup of tea after my dinner. At lunchtime, I mean, I don't really drink tea or... What's your cut-off? You know, what's your cut-off? Because for me, I won't drink coffee after midday, and I won't drink tea or coffee. I've got that wrong. I don't drink coffee after midday, but I will have a tea in the morning sometimes. Basically... schedule-wise, I will drink tea between the hours of 7 in the morning and 6 at night. And I will drink coffee between the hours of 7 and midday. I will not drink a hot beverage after 6 o'clock. But when I have my lunch, and my lunch could be anything. It could be beans on toast. It could be absolutely anything. I would go with a... cup of tea straight after. I think this is going to start working, you know. I've got a funny feeling this is going to start working. Might do, might not. Would you have a hot milk? I haven't had a hot milk since I was about on the breast. How do you know it was hot then? Good question. How do I know breast milk's warm? Got rumbled there. I just think when I was about 6 weeks old, I remember warm milk in my mouth, and it could have only come from the breast. I haven't tasted it off anybody else. Come on, that would be disgusting. There will be people out there, though. There's people out there that buy people's bath water, so I'm pretty sure they probably buy people's breast milk and feed each other breast milk as well. I mean, let's be honest, give it a couple of years and the hipsters will be saying it's good for you. I mean, it is actually good for you. It's good for babies. Anyway, what are we talking about? Breast milk. The only breast we should be talking about is Brest in the Champions League, who lost today. You have to restart your router. The router thinks your box is online and will not allow it to get the IP address the box is asking for, says Ronnie. I can't restart the router because I'm live streaming this. I'm fine. Anyway, I've got PSG Man City on TNT Sports Discovery, so we're fine. Peep Show's a very good show. Look, these streams over the years have taught me many things. Every day's a school day. In fact, let's do that as a theme for the second half. What things did you find out that you never knew that you wish you'd known before? One for me is, and some of them are really basic. Like, I didn't realise that, you know, on pots and pans, you know, like a pot that you put your spaghetti in or whatever, you know, on the handle, it's got a hole in it. I didn't realise that that hole wasn't for hanging it on the wall. You know, when you're using your wooden spoon, you stir your food, you put it in through the hole, and it will just stand there for you. Incredible stuff. Also, I didn't realise that people in the shower faced the wall. I thought everybody faced in front. Didn't realise people used cold water to brush the teeth and not warm like me. Jack Grealish is on for Man City. The interesting thing now is it's still not working, but I do have a connection to my Skybox. Oh no, I don't know whether I do. Yeah, well, it's now got ticks on both, but says no satellite signal. Connection to Skybox, yes. Network connection, yes. But no, not working. Weird. Have you watched What We Do in the Shadows, says Chris Orchard? No. Do you watch cricket? No, Hala Madrid. Thank you, Ronnie. Are you worried that Liverpool might win the treble, says Riley? I'll say this because I thought it today. I'm not going to lie, right? I actually had this thought today, and this is an exclusive. I have thoughts away from streaming. We all do. And I had this thought today. Nobody, even though it only happened 2 years ago, acknowledges Man City's treble. Nobody acknowledges it. But I thought if Liverpool won the treble, people would remember it. And to be fair, if they were to win the treble, they're going to win the Premier League. They're the best team in the Champions League by a long way. All they've got to do is win the FA Cup. I don't think they will win it, but I don't know why. I don't know. Every year I always got nervous about Man City winning it, and then they did. But with Liverpool, I've never really spent any time thinking they might win the treble, but they might win the treble. 3-0 to Madrid, talking about trebles. Is it a hat-trick for Rodrigo? No, it's Mbappe. The ball hits the back of the net and it's Kylian Mbappe. Mbappe. Have you watched What We Do in the Shadows? No, Chris, I've just finished Yellowstone. I did Rivals on Disney, which I thoroughly enjoyed, which was actually filmed in the village where my father-in-law lives. We did Yellowstone. I'm a big fan of Yellowstone, and it's coming to Netflix, so I'm not going to start, bad-mouthing it. I would definitely watch Yellowstone. The last half of the last season's a bit weird, but I still think it's quite good. But it did feel a little bit like Game of Thrones in that they rushed a couple of stories, which I understand why. But I think it was a bit of a shame because it's such an amazing series. And I've just finished American Primeval, which is Ryan's brilliant. American Primeval on Netflix is amazing. It's the first thing I've watched where I had to watch the next episode. I used to do that all the time with Breaking Bad, Sons of Anarchy. I'd put an episode on at 11 and I'd still be up regularly at 2 in the morning. But I haven't had a series like that for a long time. That was good. Really, really good. So that's where I am at the moment. What am I going to watch next? Well, clearly I'm not going to tell you because somebody in the chat will go, oh, this is what happens. I'd love PSG to score next. Yeah, I've watched Leper Messiah. I've watched all the prequels for Yellowstone. I loved 1883 and 1923 was good, but the second series is well overdue. When are they going to do that? Good play by City. Bernardo Silva into Foden. He's going to use the overlap of De Bruyne. Greedy shit. Greedy little shit. Should have passed it. Selfish. Thinks he's better than everybody. Pratt. Should have played. I mean, I'm not a Man City fan, but he should have played him in there. Has anyone won the quadruple? Says Sam. I don't respect the quadruple. It's like a treble with perfume on it. Goal! Brilliant save. Donnarumma. Grealish. 1-0. Tap in. Keira Knightley. Tap in twat. 1-0. Bend it like Beckham. Keira Knightley look-alike. Makes it 1-0 with a tap in. £100 million for a tap in. Look at him. He's loving it. He's trying to act it cool. Mate, you've ruined your career. You look like a refresher rapper as well. Search refresher wrapper on Google and you'll see a Man City away kit. Yeah, there it is. Refresher wrapper. Love it. Refresher bar wrapper, actually. Right that. Oh, yeah, that's it. Bang on. What a load of crap. Yeah, 1-0. First goal in a year, says Raz. Well, Man City lead 1-0. Hendry or Ronnie? Reasons why. Hendry for me, says Daniel Sturtridge. I prefer Hendry to Ronnie, but Ronnie's a better talent, really. I'd say Hendry is more Ronaldo and Messi is more Ronnie. Funnily enough, I prefer Ronaldo as well. When wiping, men are folders and women are scrunchers, says Odie. I'm a rapper. I think. I'd have to get a toilet roll. Can I get a toilet roll? I wouldn't pull my pants down. I just have to, you know when you think about how you actually do something you do all the time? Some people don't use paper at all. Just get in the shower. That's what Ben Foster does. When wiping, that was from Odie. Steve and Kathy did their dry January to themselves. You're the. Brugg says Steve and Kathy did keep their dry January to themselves. You're the one who interfered by assuming you'd be drinking. You're a bad friend. All right, mate. Bloody hell. Where have you been for the last hour? In a coma? First goal in a year, says Raz. Yeah, I said I thought Man City would win. That goal puts Man City up to 18th. I can't pronounce your name. YXNGLZZZ17 says, I've been on a sport article that United are looking at Grealish for a replacement for Rashi. Do you think it's true? No. No, I don't. Grealish. Oh, tap in for Haaland on the back post. 2-0. There he is. Ponytail tap in twat. 2-0. Look at him. Thinks he's winning the Ballon d'Or. Thinks he's scored the goal of the season. My dead cat would score that. 2-0. Look at him. Look at him with his phone as well. Yeah. I support Man City this week. Last week I supported PSG. Get in there, Haaland. Go on. They're just an annoying team. MG10 League 1 top scorer now. Hope he gets some big moves so we get some money from his sell-on colours, says Krishna. And Anonymous TBG says, you versus 50 fat cats. Who wins and how? Well, fat cats are lazy, so you could imagine what would happen. Please fix the timestamp. Sorry, that is wrong. It's been a bad day. Please don't take my picture. I did say Man City would win. I mean, at the end of the day, PSG are. I mean, you can just see by their lineup that they are shit. I think that's a great question in general. Why is it? I remember in 2000. I can't remember when we started doing this. I definitely remember saying at one point years ago, PSG will definitely win the Champions League in the next 10 years, and they're getting further and further away from it. And yet they still spend money. I mean, Kvaratskhelia is not going to help them win the Champions League, I'm afraid. I think they're a long way off. I think they're a long way off. The PSG project's just weird to me. Jace says, I had a debate with some friends of mine and I wanted your take. Would you rather never play professional football or get scouted and signed by Liverpool to start your career, says Jace. PSG are in. That's 2-1. Game on! Game on! Dembele! Game on! 2-1. Let's have it. Come on, you can still do it. You can still do this. Goal PSG! Game on! It's a good goal as well. Good direct play, cuts it back and took it well. Barcola down that wing. Direct. I think Rashford would be perfect for PSG. United should hire the Besiktas manager, says Eduardo. No, they bloody well shouldn't. It's Ollie. Mark, your perfect fantasy concert. 3 bands or singers from any eras and venue of your choice. Right, I'm having Mercury from Queen. They can do one. I'm having who else am I having? I'll have to think about that one. I just think their performances live were brilliant. ABBA, says Atonix. Either or Mata or Coutinho. 52% of you went with Coutinho. There we go. He's won that poll. Why Man United? What made you support them, says Mohammed. Oh, mate, I can't. Genuinely, you're probably asking it legitimately, but I'm absolutely exhausted of that question. I mean, surely somebody can answer that for him because I'm just not in the mood. I'm not in the mood to answer it. And if you're taking the piss, I'm definitely not in the mood. You versus a polar bear or a Komodo dragon. I'm definitely in the mood for this. You're armed with a bow and arrow. Well, I can't shoot a bow and arrow, and a bow and arrow wouldn't kill a Komodo dragon. So I'd take on the polar bear with the bow and arrow. But the Komodo dragon wouldn't catch me. If it bites you, it's got a horrible venomous bite that basically knocks you out. But yeah, you're not going to have much chance with a polar bear and a bow and arrow, really. Robin Hood would get obliterated. Tuna and sweet corn or cheese and pickle, says 58 Go. You know what? If the cheese is grated red Leicester and the pickle is plentiful, cheese and pickle. If the cheese is cheddar and there's not a lot of pickle on it, tuna and sweet corn. YXN says, my name is Thomas. Keep up the amazing work. I'll remember that. And Stephen Willock says, life on the booze has aged Grealish by about 10 years. Would you rather be half your height or double your weight? If I was half my height, I'd be 3 foot. But if I was double my weight, I'd be 24 stone. Well, either of those are horrible. No, I'm not doing either of them, actually. You should check out Anahan's film edits of Game of Thrones if you were disappointed with the ending. They're awesome, and me and the missus loved them, says Andreas. Oh, I will do that. Are they on YouTube? David says, Mark, you would have made a good quarterback in the NFL. Tall, good mobility, and 100% belief in yourself. Well, at the end of the day, that literally is me. They'll put that on my gravestone. Tall, mobility, and immense belief in himself. 100 days in the forest or 10 days in Luton, says Baron. Kevin says, why do I truly despise City but not United as a Liverpool fan? Oddly, I even respect United in some ways, despite both being our rivals. Yeah, Kevin, I sort of feel the same. And I don't know why, because I spent a lot of my younger years absolutely hating Liverpool. Like, as a kid, I hated Liverpool. Like, John Aldridge, Jan Molby, Steve Nicol, could not stand them. McManaman, Fowler, McAteer. I've always despised Liverpool. Oh, he's hit the bar. Goal! 2-2! Oh, what a goal. They deserved the goal from the shot that hit the bar, but it's 2-2. The comeback is complete, and we've got an amazing game here. Brentford did it to Man City a few days ago. Well, PSG have done it in the City of Love, and I've got to say, I love that. Va-va-voom, amore, amore, je t'aime, 2-2, PSG, Man City. I've got to stay humble. It's 2-2. Yeah, he deserved the shot. I don't know who hit the shot against the bar. I think it was, who hit that shot against the bar? But it's Barcola who follows it in. And it's 2-2. 2-2. Liam Gallagher in the mud. Right, we've got a really interesting half an hour now. PSG in the ascendancy. Can Man City rise again? De Bruyne looks devastated. I think PSG have been the better team, yeah. I do. I really do. I think they've been the better team. Neil says, what's the bigger shithole, Birmingham or Bradford? I haven't been to Bradford for years, but I actually quite like Birmingham. If you go around where the Grand Hotel is, there's some lovely bars. Hotel Devan, lovely hotel. PSG on the attack, shot over the bar. Did you hate Sami Hyypiä, says Perk? I was indifferent to him. Mark, one player from each team you'd take at United, says Raymond. Well, at Man City, it's hard, really. I probably would take Haaland. He is the best. I still think Haaland's the best striker, so I probably would take Haaland from Man City. If Rodri was there, I'd take Rodri. From PSG, I think when he's on it, Dembele is an amazing player. But I'd probably take one of their midfielders. Barcola on the back post there. What happened to Verratti? Where's he now? I know he's not at PSG. Did he go Saudi? He loves money, he does. Yeah, what a surprise. He's in the guitar. He plays for Qatar. He's in Qatar. I mean, there's a guy that loves money, isn't it? Starts his career at Pescara, goes to PSG for 11 years, and then goes to Qatar. He loves the money. 5'5". Bless him. Yeah, he's in Qatar. Ooh, I didn't even know decent players went to Qatar. Devon says, is Darth Vader the greatest villain compared to any other franchise? Either him or Hans Gruber in Die Hard. I can't talk about it. You can't, no, Andreas says no, copyright issues. If you Google Anjahan Game of Thrones, you can just pee him or her on the forum. Lots of info there on the forum. Oh, okay, that's weird, yeah. Genuinely, how are you going to feel if City get away with all 115 charges, says Raz. How will we all feel? It's not just, I mean, I'll obviously do a video, but how will we all feel if they get away with it? It's not just what I think. Havertz has scored for Arsenal. Look, I won't be surprised either way, if I'm being completely honest. I think that football's going to change. If Man City get done, it changes football massively. If Man City don't get done, it changes football massively because, well, you know, you've seen what they've done in January. They'll just spend. They make a lot of money. They make a lot of money legitimately now because of what they did for 10 years, which people can't do anymore. If PSG don't score in a minute, I'll be stunned. Alex says, whoever designed this shitty kit, City kit, should be jailed. And Oddie says, the day you don't respect your rivals, just give up. So, thank you, Oddie. Back post. Oh, my God. Haaland clears it. Batman's money or Spider-Man's power, says Baron. I'll take the powers, thanks. United worst keeper, Onana, Bosnich or Taibbi. Taibbi was shit, Jason. Yeah, you know, you can't put Onana below that. Vitinha for Bruno, says Ardo. And I know you hate the Glazers, says Penelope, but it could be worse. You could be owned by Chansari, Wednesday's horrific owner who calls fans customers. What's your favourite football film, says Martin. I do like The Damned United. That's probably the one I watch the most. I think the acting's brilliant. And the way they film it's brilliant, considering it's filmed in the 70s but was made in the noughties. It's a fantastic film. Ray Cowley says, random question, has any horror film or otherwise kept you up at night thinking about it? Mate, when my boiler broke before Christmas, that kept me up at night thinking about it. Yeah, when I watched Freddy Nightmare on Elm Street for the first time, I'm probably like any lad where, you know, if the parents go out and you've got the house to yourself, happy days. But when I watched that, I literally wouldn't leave my parents alone. I'd go with one of them all the time for about 2 weeks, and at night I'd pass out from tiredness. I would not deliberately go to sleep. So that film bothered me. And then it was my 22nd birthday, and I sort of forgot about it. It would, you know what? It wouldn't be unlike Man City to go and win this game now. That what is it? Not Hocus Pocus. Jeepers Creepers. That one's quite a bad one as well. Oh God! I had a crap night's sleep last night. Mark, my friend is a flat earther. What should I do? How do I convince him it's not? I'd leave him to it, mate. I genuinely would. What's that saying about never go down to an idiot's level to argue because they're experienced in it? Henry says, I know Havertz isn't great, but he has 14 goals this season. Is he as bad as what everyone says? This is a great point by Henry, because it's the same point about Nicholas Jackson. If I sit here and say Chelsea need to get rid of Nicholas Jackson, he ain't good enough. When he scores a hat-trick, which he will do, or scores a couple of goals, Chelsea fans will go, ha ha, sit down. But that's not the level you should be at. Because the level you should be at is this. Arsenal drew against Everton. Arsenal have dropped points and didn't beat and are out of the FA Cup against Man United because they didn't have a striker. Did Havertz score in those games? No. It's not that Havertz won't score goals. It's that he won't score goals consistently when you need him to. And it's the same with Nicholas Jackson. He'll score goals for Chelsea, but he won't score you the consistent goals that you need. There's a difference between a Havertz, a Jackson, and a Lewandowski, a Haaland, people like that. And that's what they need. Looking for Eric is a cracking football film. Please watch. You'll love it, says Anglo-Saxon. Here's Dembele into the box. Good play. And as he hit the bar, he literally has hit the Dembele bar. The Demba bar. Oh, he sent Bernardo Silva back there and roofs it onto the bar. They've had more wood than Lily Phillips tonight. That's a name I know from you lot. I don't really know who it is. Would you class Zlatan as a United legend, says Magic Clips? I don't see how he can be a United legend. I really don't. He's a footballing legend, but I don't think he's a Manchester United legend. I don't think we can claim Zlatan as a legend. I think if he'd been here for 5 years, yeah, but not off one. Tomato, a fruit or a veg? It's factually a fruit, Henry. But you know, for me, it's a salad. Any clips of Cloughie interviews at TV Gold? I spent about 3 weeks just watching them one after the other on YouTube last summer. Kenneth. I know her. That was that. Anyway, that was Henry with that. Lumen, thank you. Lovely. Thanks for your super chats tonight, by the way. Please do subscribe to the channel. Get involved. This is going to be a very interesting 20 minutes now. Can PSG get a winner? Hakimi's still got it. They're pushing for a winner. And they're shooting from everywhere. They need to calm down a little bit here. Calm down, PSG. Pissing it down with rain. Milan, 1-0 against Girona. Arsenal, 2-0 against Zagreb. Celtic, a 0-0 with Young Boys. Feyenoord, 2-0 against Bayern still. PSG 2-2 with City. Real Madrid are now 4-0 up against Salzburg. VJ with the goal. And Sparta Prague losing to Inter 1-0 still. Do you enjoy Farley TV? I love when he's doing Southgate. I've never really watched it, Torben, to be honest. Is Berbatov a legend? I don't actually have a lot of time. I envy and love the people who get to watch all this stuff. You know, I know people who watch everything the United Stand, everything that's football, and still have the time to watch, you know, stick to football and stuff like that. I mean, I'd love to have that time to do it. I just don't get it because I'm obviously busy doing other things. But here's Dembele. Still got it. Lays it off. Nah, overplayed that. Lily Phillips slept with 100 men in 24 hours, says Mia. There's another one at it, isn't there? It keeps coming up on the Daily Mail. People are obsessed with it. Indian or Chinese food, depends on the mood, Paul Whitten. Is Berbatov a legend, says Kieran? No. I was going to say, so what was I talking about before that Farley thing? Can anyone remember what I was talking about? I felt like I was mid-flow. Forgotten it. Can't remember what it was. I hate it when that happens. Yeah, I'd done the scores. YXN Robert says, I'm a United fan. Will there be Goldbridge try not to laugh maybe? Who's your favourite United player on form now or player of the season? Man United's player of the season is really difficult. I would say De Ligt, Maguire, Mazraoui, Ugarte, Ahmad's. Probably Ahmad, really. I heard a rumour today that the person in charge of polishing medals and trophies at Tottenham quit after 10 years on the job. Would you have recommended someone to apply, says Howder? Or he's going on Spurs fans now. Hot chocolate or mint tea, says Pizza. Hot chocolate. It's a treat for me to have one though. Do you think United players watch United Stand, says Michael? I don't think I know. It always comes across arrogant, but right. let me just explain this one to you, because people think bollocks, right? It's like when I say, do we get information from people? Well, of course we do. It's the biggest Manchester United outlet in the world. Our views and circulation dominates every mainstream outlet combined virtually. Every player, when they play a game, whether it's a Man United player or a Liverpool player, what's the first thing they do when they get in the dressing room? Every player has a lot of downtime. Every player is travelling a lot. They're on their phones all the time. When you're on your phone, whether it's TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, do you see United stand stuff? Yes. So they do. And I know some of them anyway, but of course they do, because that's the world they live in. I don't really care if they do. I've got to be honest. That's not why we do it. We do it, you know, I do this for conversation with you good people about all sorts of stuff like, you know, mint tea or hot chocolate. But they are part of the consumer group, footballers. They're just like everybody else. Is Chicharito a legend? No, Hector. I mean, for me, a legend of a football club is somebody that's done something legendary, hence legend. But you can be a fan favourite. You can be a great. Lampard or Stevie G, says Josh. I'd always go Gerrard. I've always been consistent with that. John Stones is coming on. Pebbles. Scenario: you are working at a company that you do not like working for. You have the company card to buy Domino's for an office event. Do you use the 50% off, says Ash. My God. I don't even... That question's just blown my mind. Absolutely blown my mind. I don't know why it's blown my mind, but it has. What is the worst injury you've ever had in life, says Pigeon? That's a good question. I bet a lot of people in the chat will talk about it. Come on, PSG. Get a bloody goal here. Hakimi. Good defending by Vardiel. Worst injury I've ever had. I think it has to be... I'm trying to think. I've had a few painful ankle injuries, but I definitely think falling on the train and putting a hole in my shin, that was painful. And you know, you can hurt yourself painfully. Like if you break your leg, you don't necessarily see the damage, which is a horrible thought when you think about it. But I think when I did that to my shin, I felt the pain, and then it looked horrific as well. So that for me was horrible. I think we've got a PSG goal. I'm a little bit behind, I think. Cross comes in. Back post. Goal! 3-2. Yes. Come on, Paris. PSG. João Neves, formerly with Benfica. Yes. Back post. 3-2, Man City. Come on, Man City. Get in the mud, Liam. Get in the mud. You're not singing anymore, are you? Well, you are. You've sold out loads of concerts in the summer, but your footballing opinion means nothing. We might be shit at United, but you've got all the money and you're still shit. 3-2, João Neves, back post header. Can they hold on now? Because I tell you what, it makes for very interesting reading, because Man City are now not in the top 25. They dropped to 20. They're down to 25th. And the interesting thing is, even if Man City did end up making it through, they're probably going to have to play somebody quite difficult in the qualifiers. Dries says, I'm a Club Brugge fan. Fancy us against City. No. No, I don't. United should have got João Neves, been everywhere, says Mufasa. Yeah, well, we were interested, but he wanted to go to PSG. Who would your Man United dream signing be, says Josh. One player doesn't fix it, so I'd just go for Vinicius Junior because he's probably my favourite player. Where do you think Wolves will finish in the Prem, George? Well, they won't go down. Ray says, your idol player who isn't from Man United. What, in general or now? Well, I've just said one of them. Vinicius Junior is a player he's probably my favourite player outside of Manchester United in the current world. In general, who was my favourite player? I had a few. I mean, I really did like Baggio, Vialli, Mancini, Zidane, Batistuta, Cannavaro. A lot of Italians in there, aren't there? And a lot of players that played in Italy. Make sure you subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. Man City in trouble here. 10 minutes to go. The views are going up because we all love it. Unless you're a Man City fan. I don't know. In fact, I don't know why that background is light blue. Change background to a light blue. I don't know why I'm talking at that. That is not audio controlled. It's like asking your cat to make you a cup of tea. Del Piero was good, yeah. Fudge says, did you, Cole Palmer, Ross says, did you see DT's Twitter reply to you? No, mate, I didn't. And with all due respect, I don't want to come across as wrong here, but these are not roads I want to go down for obvious reasons. But there's a lot of people who talk about me in the content world and reply about me, and honestly, I used to play that game years ago and I got bored of it, because it's not really why I do this. I do this to talk about football and, you know, build communities and do something I enjoy. The beef and all that shit, I find it really embarrassing and, you know, low IQ. And I know people do it and respect, you know, being a content creator, etc. You know, I respect people who do it. But there's a lot of people who use my name for it. And I'm like, I'm not going to give them the satisfaction of giving them a reply. And actually, I don't ever see it. I mean, I'm not even aware of what that is. People tell me all sorts of stuff. Offside, surely, for PSG. Dembele, yeah, he knows it. Would have been 4-2. Please see net spend United versus City last 10 years. Mate, why? Why would I need to see that? I know Man United have pissed over $1 billion up the wall. But what you forget is we will have earned that money legitimately from our legitimate revenue. You won't have earned that money from legitimate revenue. Goldbridge, who would you rather have in your Special Forces team? Arnie as Commando or Stallone as Rambo? Oh, Stallone as Rambo would kick the shit out of Arnie's Commando. Come on. If you know, you know. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. Dembele down the right-hand side. Into the box. City are looking ragged here. That's a corner. Guess what, by the way? That's what I was going to say to you. I completely forgot about it, but I've remembered it now. Get involved with That's Football. Of course, make sure you subscribe. Lots of daily content, lots of watch-alongs. The video today was just meant to be me talking about something that's been on my mind for a little bit. The response to it is fantastic. Loved all the comments and everything. Really appreciate everyone getting involved in that. Quite a niche topic, but enjoyed doing it. Anyway, our next watch-alongs. Never thought I was going to be saying this, but the game of the weekend is Bournemouth Forest. 3 o'clock Saturday afternoon. We will be live for the 3 o'clock games. Liverpool are home to Ipswich, Brighton, Everton, Wolves at home to Arsenal. So we'll be live at 3 o'clock for the 3 p.m s. Always love doing the 3 p.m. games. But after that, Man City, Chelsea. So it's a super Saturday on Saturday, a Premier League action. Join us on That's Football for those. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. That's going to be our next 2 games. Of course, next Wednesday night is going to be all in. No Tuesday night Champions League football. They're not splitting it. Everybody kicks off at 8 o'clock. which I think, if my maths are correct, means that there will be 13 Champions League games kicking off at 8 o'clock next week, because obviously it's the final week. Liverpool don't need to worry. They've got a 100% record to go for. They're going to qualify in first place. But pretty much from Atletico Madrid in 5th down to, well, Juventus in 17th, could get in the top 8 still. And Man City are going to have to beat Club Brugge and hope that, well, they should still get in because Stuttgart are playing PSG and Man City have got a better goal difference. So as long as Man City beat Club Brugge, they will get in because Stuttgart are playing PSG and they're 24th and 22nd on 10 points. So they will make it, Man City, but whereabouts in the group they are will be very interesting. As a bodyguard, are you going to take Alien or Predator? Oh, that Aliens are weird. I'll take the Predator. Thanks. Pep subbing on Rico Lewis, cost him badly. Says Jay. I tell you what. I tell you who was a fantastic player that never should have come back. Gundogan. You know what Gundogan is? I always try and make things about football, but Gundogan in a relationship thing is very much like, you know, you've probably had people who do this, you might have done it yourself. Ex-girlfriend, or put it another way, at school. Good-looking girl or boy at school. Maybe you went out with each other. 10 years after you've left school, you've not heard from them. They follow you on Facebook. You have a look at their pictures. You say, hope things are well, and then, yeah, not great. I've just broke up with my husband. Fancy meeting for a drink. They go and do it. Next thing you know, you're back with them. Biggest mistake you're ever going to make. Biggest mistake you're ever going to make. And I think Man City have done that with Gundogan. When he left, I think he basically won in the league that year. Now he's back. He ain't the same. Pep's, yeah. So, yeah, I think that's a big one. Favourite Jose Mourinho moments, says Robert, or YX. I think winning the Europa League is probably my favourite Man United moment of the last... Since Sir Alex Ferguson left, I always say the highest point, and it wasn't that high, was winning the Europa League against Ajax. Mohammed says, it's so funny to see City getting embarrassed with all the money they have, and my favourite player was the King Cantona. What's the word on the 115, says TK. I think they're going to get off with it. Jordan says, hair pole, gel or wax? I use gel because I've been doing it since I was 12 and it works. I like trying new things, but I don't quit on the things that work. One player you take at United in a centre-back, centre midfield striker role. What does that even mean, George? I've never known a centre-back, centre midfielder and striker who can play all three roles since Paul Werhurst at Sheffield Wednesday, and that was 40 years ago. No, 30 years ago. Freddy Krueger, Fred the Red, or Fred Flintstone, says Dennis Irwin's left foot. Fred Flintstone. Best player outside the big six in attack, says George. Are we talking about best player or best striker? Son would be in the top six, big six. Yeah, I think you'd have to go. I think I agree with a lot of people saying. I'd have said Ollie Watkins last year, but I think this year I'd have to go with Isak. Can we have an all Carragher watch along, says Boogie Board. I might do that one day. I'll get some tight jeans on and a white pair of trainers and a big drink so that I can lubricate my mouth, and then I'll just go, at the end of the day, what's all that about? Who are you? It's better when I've got something to act. I do Carragher better when I'm animated and angry and I've actually got something to talk about, to be honest. Arsenal have scored. It's 3-0. It's Odegaard. Thank you very much for the update. No other goals to report. 5-1 Real Madrid. Salzburg did get one back. Vinicius Jr. got his second, and Bitstrup got one. Yeah, nice win for Arsenal. I'd worry about Arsenal against Wolves. This could be it. Good save by Edison. I would worry about Arsenal against Wolves on Saturday, actually. Early prediction. Yeah. Yeah, I've got to give a prediction. I think Arsenal might drop points against Wolves on Saturday. Oh, I'll tell you what I watched the other day. Unbelievable. It keeps coming up on my recommended videos. Oh my God. Riverdance, the original 7-minute performance at the interval of the Eurovision in 1994. Oh my Christ. I forgot how much I loved it. It's amazing. Frankly, my dear, I don't Riverdance. Can Man City get back into this? They've got 2 minutes to do it. It's got to be a no from it's a no. It's a no from me. Need a funny joke for work tomorrow. Any ideas? Says Calapo. I'm not really very good at jokes, to be honest. There was a good joke earlier. Can't remember what it was. Oh yeah, what was that joke somebody said? They've got a new Viagra, something. They've got a new Viagra drug. My cocks are killing. That was it. That was it. I nicked it. It was something like, there's a new Viagra drug that's going through trials that gives you massive hard-ons. It's called My Cocks Are Killing. Something like that. It wasn't my joke. It was somebody from earlier on. Lads holiday, Corfu with Pep or Rhodes with Klopp? Oh, definitely Rhodes with Klopp. Pep would bore the shit out of you. How are you, Mark? Any future guests on the pod, says Niall. I've quite enjoyed it this year. Obviously, I do a video with Loz on a Thursday, Robbie on a Friday. So not quite nice to do stuff with people that have been big players in this industry for many years. I do like doing collabs. I really do like doing collabs. But the people I want to collab with, a lot of them are cowards. So PSG offside again. Ramos would have been 4-2. Mate, get back. Get back. Man City will take a quick free kick. That's what Enrique said. I should be a manager. I said that before Enrique was on the screen. Get back and defend. Anyone you'd like to do? Oh, mate, I'd love to sit down and do a debate with a Simon Jordan or a, Carragher or someone like that. But they just won't do it. It'd be brilliant, but they won't do it. But I think that's a shame. I don't need to do it. It's not like that. But I like to do stuff that, makes me... I like to do stuff I want to do now. I don't need to do stuff. So I just think we're in a creative space. Give the audience what they want. In boxing, people want to see AJ or Tyson, or they used to. People want season 2 of their favourite TV shows. In this industry, it's crap. It's really difficult to give what a lot of the community want because people bottle it. I'd love to do more of that because I'm not going to be doing this for a lot longer. So I'd like to just, spend my last however long doing it, making content that I think people would find interesting. Who would you rather fight, the alien in Alien versus Predator or the Predator? Oh, mate, I'm going to get... Jew, I'm going to get absolutely killed either way. Nelly says, Liam Gallagher calling you a C word before GTA 6. He might be calling me a lot worse tonight. Shall I tag him in a tweet? I've just put him in a tweet. Can Chelsea win Man City on Saturday, says Tim. I'm looking forward to that one. Chelsea aren't in the best of form at the moment. They're still doing a VAR check on this goal. Might get given. Doesn't really matter because Man City aren't. They've given it. They've given it 4-2. That does make a bit of a difference because it brings Man City's goal difference down by 1 and put PSG's up. But they've still got a really good goal difference, City, so they'll be fine. Living or past, who would you love to interview? Steve McQueen. I nearly said JFK because I'd ask him who did it, but I don't think he has. I don't think he would have had time to see, to be honest. Don't stop soon. We need you on YouTube, please, says David. Thanks, mate. Does this mean Man City will get eliminated, says Dead Zone? No, they'll still qualify because they've got Club Brugge next week and all they need to do is win. But they could end up with a difficult... qualifier because the way I understand it is if you finish 24th, you play the 9th team, and if you finish 23rd, you play the 10th team, and if you finish 22nd, you play the 11th team. So realistically, Man City will probably get a more difficult team. For example, they could get Bayern Munich. They could get Dortmund. I don't know whether you can play a team from your own country. I don't know why they separate that, but they could play Villa. They could play Atalanta. You know, they could get a difficult team. But the stupid thing is, and that's what my video today was all about, what benefit do Liverpool get for finishing top of the league when Man City can finish 24th and still win it? Best actor, Denzel or De Niro? De Niro. What's going on at City, says Jide. Well, they've just lost. Lovely stuff. 20,000 legends watching this. Absolute pleasure to watch Man City get beat. Love to see it. Long may it continue. Obviously, they've got some new players coming in. Did they buy Mamouche? Did they get a here we go? I mean, this is the thing when Man City buy players. No one bloody notices. Did Mamouche get done? Did we get a here we go on Mamouche? Yeah, they did. That's what I mean. You don't even notice when they do stuff. I sort of saw that they got him, but yeah, they did get him. Yeah. No 9th to 16th drew out against 17th to 24th. What's that, Matty? No, 9th to 16th get drawn out against 17th to 24th. Oh, so they do a draw. Okay. Well, I'm sure Man City will get the easiest option. Right, final scores on the doors. Inter did beat Sparta Prague 1-0. Madrid beat Salzburg 5-1. PSG obviously beat Man City 4-2. Feyenoord are 3-0 up against Bayern. Still playing there. Celtic got a goal and a red card against Young Boys. We got a late goal there. 86 minutes, Benito. Arsenal 3-0 against Zagreb. Milan 1-0 up against Girona, still playing. Shakhtar beat Brest earlier on, and Leipzig beat Sporting 2-1 earlier on as well. Absolute legends tonight. Thanks everybody for tuning in as usual. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and hope you did as well. Sorry for the issues at the start. Hopefully we'll get that fixed later. Very, very weird. Take care. And if you didn't watch the video from earlier, check it out. It's had over 200,000 views. Love the fact that we can create content that we create and people enjoy it. That's what That's Football's all about. Thanks everyone for watching. Take care. Speak to you all in a bit.